What's for dinner?
Whew. All right, dig in, babe, while it's warm. It is so good. Don't tell your mother, but you know, I might have given her a run for her money. Just saying. All right, don't tell her that for real. Hey everyone, I'm Chef Z and welcome back to my channel, Chef Z Cooks. Today I am back with another cooking vlog because let me tell you guys something. I posted my first ever cooking vlog just a couple of weeks ago where I was dog tired and I essentially took you guys along for a ride of me being tired and making a Dominican style pernil for a friend's giving. And wow, I have to say thank you because that video got such great feedback and response and you guys really enjoyed that format. So I figured, all right, we're back with another cooking vlog since you guys liked it and I actually enjoyed filming it, the whole struggle bus of it all. And today may or may not be any different. Now, in case you're wondering, I am going to be cooking an Asopao de Camarones, which is essentially a shrimp and rice soup. Think of it as like a Dominican Hispanic shrimp jambalaya. It's super tasty. Now, before we jump into this vlog, let me tell you guys something. Get comfortable.
Seatbelts, everyone!
We're just gonna be busting it up. We're gonna be chit-chatting, and we're gonna be having a really good time. And I apologize in advance if you hear my two dogs going crazy. It's dinner time, they're hungry, I'm hungry, my husband's hungry. Oh, I actually don't even know if I mentioned this, but I am cooking this fabulous meal for his birthday. It's his birthday, and this is actually our first birthday together as a married couple. So I'm corny and I'm cheesy.
Where have you been all my life?
And I want to make it super special. And I'm sharing this moment with you guys, so hopefully you guys enjoy. Now, couple of housekeeping things before we just jump into all of this deliciousness. Number one, I do have a video here on my channel where I walk you guys through how to make Asopao de Camarones step by step. So I will link that video down below if you haven't already watched it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because yes, I'm gonna be walking you guys through what I'm doing today, but I might miss a couple of things because like I said, we're just hanging out, and that video definitely walks you through the ins and outs of the dish. And for the most part, everything is about the same. I might have tweaked one or two things here and there, but like I always say here on my channel, cooking is about having fun. It's about adding your own flavor, your own sazon to things. So don't think that don't like freak out if you see me do something a little bit different, because honestly, I want all of you guys, newbie cooks and experienced cooks, to just feel like that person, you know, in the kitchen, like the chef in your house. So, all right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, spoiler alert, I know you see all these fabulous ingredients in front of me. We're actually not even gonna start off with the shrimp. So I'm just gonna go ahead, put this off to the side, and we're actually going to start off with the unsung hero of this whole entire dish. Now, here's the thing. My mother-in-law makes a fabulous Asopao de Camarones. It's why it's my husband's favorite dish, and not for nothing, like my Asopao de Camarones is good. It's not as good as my mother-in-law. Like, I'm good, but I'm not that good, okay? She has a couple of years on me. She really bangs this out, and I make a pretty decent one. I actually make it a little bit differently than she does, and maybe a little bit differently than what you're used to seeing. But I say all that to say that I actually use wild caught shrimp, and I make a shrimp stock with the shells, which makes your house un poco full. You know, it's gonna make it a little smelly. So one of the things that I do to combat the smells, the fish smells, aside from breaking things, I have water here. I added some white vinegar, and I'm gonna add just a ton of cinnamon sticks. And the mixture of water, vinegar, and cinnamon is actually going to neutralize the fish odors and the fish smell in your house. Because remember, making shrimp stock with the shells, so it's a little strong. If I had been using the shrimp heads, forget about it, that's even stronger. So just give me a quick second. I'm gonna put this off to, like, I'm gonna put it on the stove. And pretty much what you do is while you're making this, and anytime you're making seafood and fish and you don't want the smells to linger, you just have this going off in the background on a medium to low flame. And trust me, you heard it here first, it's gonna work. Comment below if you know what I'm talking about. And honestly, if you have your own tips and tricks that works at neutralizing any odors in the house while you're cooking, come on, let's help each other out and, you know, share them, because I'm not opposed to learning a thing or two. So just 1 second, please. All right, okay, all right. So here we have, just wanna make sure y'all can see everything, all this goodness. So here we have the shrimp, and I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put on some gloves because, again, if you guys have been with me for a while, then you know that I don't like to touch a lot of things with my bare hands. I don't like to cross-contaminate. I'm real finicky when it comes to smells. So I am using wild caught shrimp, and they are raw. Now, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, or if you guys are on Twitter, or if you guys follow Cardi B on Twitter. So she recently posted something really funny on Twitter recently, where she said that she essentially posted a photo of a bag of cooked shrimp, and she was like, stop using this in y'all's Alfredo. And that's how I pretty much feel. Like, anytime I'm cooking with shrimp, I personally prefer to go with raw shrimp that hasn't been pre-cooked. Now, I'll be honest, like, growing up, that's what I grew up eating. But now that I'm a little bit more versed in the kitchen, raw shrimp is where it's at, because shrimp cooks really quickly. And I just find that when you use shrimp that's already cooked, it's gonna get a little rubbery. It's just, it doesn't hit the same. Trust me on this. Now, pretty much what I'm doing is, these shrimp are already cleaned and they're deveined. And I'm pretty much just taking the shells off. So I'm taking the tail, I'm pinching it, and as you can see, it slides right off. Now, I'm not gonna throw out the shells, because that's going to give the shrimp some really nice flavor, or I should say the asopao. And pretty much what I'm doing is, I'm going to be adding the shrimp at the very end, because one of the things that I also do a little bit differently with my asopao is that I actually do not like to overcook the shrimp. So I add it at the end. And one of the things that you risk by doing that is that the asopao doesn't actually taste like there's any seafood in it. And that's where the shrimp stock comes in handy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna continue peeling all of them. And as you can see, there's definitely a good reason to use gloves while doing this, because you don't want your hands smelling like all these shrimp shells. Oh no. Now, the other thing that you guys should know is that when it comes to an asopao, at least in my opinion, I gotta say that before y'all come for me in the comment section, I don't think that there's too much or too little shrimp that you can put in an asopao. Funny enough, I'm making all of this asopao for my husband and I, because I mentioned, like, it is one of his favorite dishes. But you gotta be ready to, like, just, you know, drop off a plate here or there. So even though I'm only cooking for 2 people, I like to make sure to have a little bit of leftovers, and also para regalar. You know, that's the Hispanic way. All right, so I went ahead and I've peeled all of the shrimp. I'm just gonna set this off to the side. Now, making the shrimp stock, super easy, okay? We have the shells. I am now going to add some water to this, and this is gonna be the water that flavors and season our asopao. So just so you guys know, I actually already have the vinegar and cinnamon going just so that we fill the house with those aromas. And now I'm gonna have this going as well, because one of the #1 things that my mother-in-law actually taught me, this is 100% her trick, is that when you're making asopao, it's good to always have warm water already ready to go, because it's not going to slow down the process of the rice cooking, and it's not gonna cool it down, and then you have to like spend time waiting for it to warm back up. Everything is like always warm, warm, warm. I love that trick. So 1 second. Okay, so now we have the shrimp. Now, and this is like super easy. You don't want to overdo it. It's gonna go at the end, and the asopao is already gonna have so much flavor, so you actually don't have to go overboard with seasoning this right here. So I'm gonna add some kosher salt. I'm gonna add some black pepper. Now, you guys know that I'm a huge fan of cooking with sour oranges. So for this, I'm actually going to use half a lime, because I actually want to use the other half of the lime to put in the asopao towards the very end. I'm gonna go half a lime. Ooh, she's juicy. And now we're gonna go and use an orange. Now, by the way, like, don't feel like, oh my goodness, I don't have an orange. No me va a quedar igual como le quedó a Chef Z. That's not true. If you only have a lime, go ahead and use a lime. One thing I will say, I've never used a lemon, so, and I'm sure it's gonna taste just as good. Lemons just have like a different level of tartness. Oh, is this gonna be big enough? Oh boy. Can I do it? Ah! Listen, I told you we might have some struggle moments in this vlog, and I did not lie, okay? So one thing you cannot say is that Z is a liar, because it's gonna, that hurt. That hurt. That's what I get. All right. Just gonna mix that all together. Okay, so I'm gonna let this do its thing, and now we're gonna go and head on over to the stove, and we're gonna whip this all together. The beauty of an asopao is that it actually comes together super, super quick. I would say it comes together in under an hour, so it's one of the perfect dishes que si te llega visita unannounced, if you get visitors who just like show up, this is a great dish to put together, especially the shrimp, because the shrimp, like, no coge nada. Like, it's like, it comes together in no time. Chicken takes a little longer, but you know. All right, so I'll see you guys over there in a bit. Okay, so I'm just waiting right now to make sure that my pot is up to temperature. Do y'all do that? Don't burn yourself though if you do. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. You can also use like regular oil. And I'm now going to add some onions. So I have here some onions, some ajicitios, because I actually had some extra ones, some garlic, and an orange bell pepper, because that's what I had on hand. But if you have like green ones, that's totally fine. Even if you have some red ones, like, honestly, I eat with my eyes, so anytime I can infuse some color into my dishes, I always love to do that. It's not that hot yet. So I'm just gonna mix that up. Put up this flame a little bit just because I really want things to like get going. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of kosher salt just to help things sweat. Some black pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually going to add the carrots because they're raw carrots. I'm using frozen peas, by the way, but I'm using regular carrots, and these take a while to cook. So, and oh my goodness, this is already starting to smell amazing. So I'm actually going to let that do its thing for a little bit. Now, here's another thing I'm actually going to add to the asopao that I didn't do in my original Asopao de Camarones video. I am going to be adding some sofrito. Now listen, I actually just filmed this video. I actually filmed it earlier today. I don't know if you guys are going to be seeing this vlog first or if you guys are going to be seeing my updated sofrito video first, but just know this is coming if it hasn't already come. Now, bear in mind that everything that you see here is essentially a deconstructed sofrito, but since I have some fresh one here already, I figure why not, because it's not going to hurt at all. And I'm just eyeballing this, seriously. And I would say more or less that was about like a quarter of a cup, about like 3 tablespoons. So, oh yeah. You guys have no idea how good this smells. Now, the sofrito actually has a lot of the same ingredients that I just added to this, but like I said, I don't think it's gonna hurt at all. And listen, there's more than one way to make asopao, and clearly I'm showing you another way. Oh, that smells so good. I just put the flame up a little bit higher because, again, I am so hungry, and I just want this to be done. 1, 2, 3. So good. Okay, so the veggies are pretty much soft. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add some tomato paste. I feel like this is a lot, so I'm just gonna add, I'm not gonna add all of it, I'm gonna wait and see. And now I'm just working that in there. Oh my goodness, so good. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna add some Sazón. Let me get my handy dandy ladle. My goodness, I can't speak. I'm gonna add some of the shrimp stock already, just to help break up some of that tomato paste. Yeah, it needed it. Oh my goodness, looks so beautiful. So good. I just realized that I did all of this y no le eché la sopita. Now, I get this question a lot. Sopita is a chicken bouillon cube, and it's going to be giving this a ton of flavor. So this is a ½ tablespoon. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add like 2 tablespoons because this is gonna end up being a lot of asopao. Oh my goodness. So the base of this already looks and smells amazing. I know that it's going to have a beautiful rich color. Now, whenever you are making asopao, you definitely want it to have that like reddish orangey color. And one of the things that's going to help with that color is going to be the tomato paste that we added. It's going to be the sazón that we also added. And believe it or not, la Auyama le va a dar color beautiful. So this is also going to help with the color. Now, you guys know I am a huge Auyama lover. Like, yuca and Auyama are 2 of my absolute favorite things in life. So anytime I'm making a soup or a stew, whether it's habichuela or just like your regular Una sopita de pollo. I love adding Auyama. And by the way, Auyama is a Kabocha Squash. And sometimes you find like different names for it. Like sometimes it's also called like a Jamaican pumpkin. It's just so good. It's definitely in the squash pumpkin family. I'm not gonna add it just yet. I'm still waiting for these flavors to develop. Oh yeah. It's really coming together. All right, so now I'm gonna add some of the shrimp stock to it. Now, one thing with the shrimp stock is as we use it, we can go ahead and continue adding more water to it, because it's only gonna continue extracting more and more of that shrimp flavor. Okay, just mix that all together. I'm still gonna add more liquid. This is clearly not enough, but I just wanna make sure that all of these flavors have really come together. Javi. Yo, that's really good. I'm not gonna lie, it's done. It's gonna definitely need a little bit more salt. Right now it's a little bit under, but I'm gonna adjust once I add the rice. Let me just add a little bit more stock. All right, I think it's time. We're gonna add the Auyama. That's gonna add some oh, did I make a mess? We'll see. It's gonna add some beautiful color and some beautiful flavor. Look at that, yes. Now, one of the things that you guys can't realize, because obviously, you know, we need to create some type of like smell-o-vision so you can literally smell the food through the videos. But I have the shrimp going, I have my cinnamon and vinegar like neutralizer, and you actually can't even, like, the house doesn't smell like there's fish. Like, it actually smells of all this goodness right here with like a hint of cinnamon, and it's so good. All right, so now I'm going to add some rice, and I'm using long grain white rice that I went ahead and I pre-washed. You only need 1 cup. 1 cup goes a long way, and honestly, I'm already worried that esta olla es muy chiquita, that this pot is gonna be too small, but wish me luck. All right, so just added the rice, which is gonna be good. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add some more stock, because one thing about this is that as the rice cooks, it's actually gonna get thicker and thicker. Well, the asopao is, because obviously the rice is soaking up all of the liquids, so you constantly want to be adding. So I'm almost done with this liquid. I'm going to add some more fresh water to this so that that can come up to temperature, so that I always have some warm water ready to go. My goodness, this looks so beautiful. Okay, so now here's one of my secret weapons. Hold on, it's not far. So here's one of my secret weapons. In here, I have homegrown cilantro that I grew in my own garden. And this is really gonna give it like awesome flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add some there. Now, funny enough, I have a video from like years ago on my channel. It's actually a gardening vlog where I show you guys my garden. I show you guys the cilantro. I show you how I harvest it and how I store it, and these little things right here. And this is 100% something that I actually picked up from my mother-in-law and my husband's family, because they all do this. And I honestly think it's one of the neatest tricks ever, and one of the best ways to have fresh cilantro year round that's homegrown, because there's really nothing like it, and there's no other flavor that compares. Like, I don't care. Like, I can't tell you how many times I go to the store and I buy cilantro at the store, and it doesn't hold a candle to how good this tastes and how this smells. Like, this still smells like I honestly harvested the other day. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some more water so that we have more shrimp stock. I'm making a mess over there, don't look too hard. And pretty much, like, I'm just gonna let this boil away and do its thing, because all we're waiting for really is for the rice to get nice and soft. We don't, when it comes to asopao, we don't want el arroz graneado, like, we don't want it too grainy. We actually want it to be a little bit soft, dare I say, a little bit overcooked, because it is a soup. And that's probably gonna take like another 20 minutes. And then in 20 minutes or so, we're gonna actually add some of the final touches, because I actually use frozen peas. I don't have to add them right now. They're not gonna add any flavor, and I definitely don't wanna overcook these at all, because then they're just gonna get mushy. So again, in like 20 or so minutes, once the rice is a little bit more blandito, a little softer, we'll add the shrimp and we'll add this, and then we'll get to eat. Because like I said before, I am hungry.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so it's been about like 20-30 minutes, and honestly, se me fue el tiempo. Like, I actually lost track of time. And the asopao is actually really nice and thick. It's almost like a touch overcooked, but that's the beauty of asopao. It's a very soupy, ricey dish, super thick. I'm actually going to add a little bit more shrimp stock, which, by the way, I've just been adding water to this. When it comes into temperature, add it to that. And I'm also going to add some peas. Por poco se me olvidó. I almost forgot about them. I feel like this is quite a bit, so I'm not gonna add all of it. I'm just gonna add a little bit. Now, one of the things that I forgot to mention earlier is that I will go up and like clean this up. Like, I will go up before I serve it and like take out the recao. I cut up the Auyama in different pieces because I actually want the smaller pieces to fully integrate into the soup. And then I left a couple of like big pieces, like you see right here. And that's honestly because I like Auyama and I actually want to see them in there. So, star of the show, we are now going to take our shrimp, which has been sitting in that fresh orange juice and a little bit of lime and the salt and pepper, and we're going to add it to our asopao. Now, one thing about asopao is that it tastes amazing with a little bit of agrio at the end. Woo! So all that agrio that the shrimp has been sitting in, we're actually going to add it to the asopao también, and it's going to be delicious. Look, por poco no cabe, like it almost didn't even fit. So I'm just gonna mix, ooh, we're cutting it so close with this thing fitting in here. So we're just going to mix that all in together. We're going to turn off the flame because I don't want the shrimp to overcook, and the heat from the asopao itself is going to cook it. I'm just going to add, for good luck, a little bit more shrimp stock. Yeah, oh my God, look at the very, babe, we are living on the edge today. Look, like the shrimp is already cooking. So we're just gonna let that just sit in there. Y lo vapor, the steam is gonna cook the shrimp all the way through. Hold on. I'm gonna cover this up because one of the things that I actually must have with my husband and I almost called you my fiance, babe. Yikes, it's been a while. I actually like to make some fresh tostones, and we like to create like almost like a little, like not a moat, but like a little, what's the word? Almost like a little castle, like a little tostones castle whenever we are having some Asopao de Camarones. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna fry these up, and then as these are frying up, the shrimp will be perfectly cooked. And then once these are finished, I'll see you guys back on my kitchen island. We're going to eat and we're gonna celebrate my husband's birthday. I hope you guys have been liking this video, so definitely give it a huge thumbs up if you like this like format. And let me know like which one you like for me to make next. I think one of the dishes that I'm actually gonna be having next is, believe it or not, my own birthday is around the corner and I'm thinking I wanna bake. So if y'all wanna see me bake and if y'all wanna bake with me, then y'all know the drill. Okay, so I'm frying up the last of the tostones, finally. And that means we are like literally 2 seconds away from eating. Honestly, oh, look at that. Oh, okay. 1 scoop. Hello. Hello. Oh, yeah. Look at, mira eso. Mira, es una belleza. Come on, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let me turn this oil off before we have bigger problems. Where am I going? Where am I going? Okay. That's how excited I am. See, that's how you know. It's like, all right, all right. So I'm gonna take this over to the kitchen island. I'm gonna clean it up, take out the recao and stuff, and then we're going to eat. Oh, yeah. Okay, and now for the grand finale. I am so excited to dig into this. Just look at this beauty. But before we dig into it, as I promised, we're going to clean this up. Ooh. Only because, honestly, sometimes I leave it in there because, you know, it doesn't bother me. But for some people, they don't like to see the recao and the cilantro, like, you know, swimming around in there. Now guys, this smells like a seafood dream, which I'm so excited to dig into. Look at that. I want to show you guys. Look at that beautifully cooked shrimp. That's what we're here for. We have some Auyama, as I mentioned before. You can definitely choose to omit it, or you can dice them up even smaller. Again, the little bit of cilantro that's in there doesn't bother me. Grab one more piece of shrimp, because that's what we're here for. Oh yeah. Gonna add some tostones to the mix. And now, listen, no hay asopao without adding a little bit of lime over top. And that's why I only use half of it to season it before. Only thing missing is el aguacate, but listen, there was none that was for today. So here we go. Oh my God. Y'all don't understand, this is so good. Babe, your birthday is about to be on and popping. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today while I cooked my husband's birthday dinner, this amazing Asopao de Camarones. I will link the other video that I have where I walk you through this video down below in the description box, and I'll also make sure to include the ingredients that I used in today's recipe. Comment down below and let me know like what other dish you like to see me cook in this vlog style manner. And like always, don't go too far because I will be back sooner than you realize with a brand new video. And if you need some inspiration on what to cook next, go ahead and click right here. All right, I'm gonna take it. This is too bad. I'm hungry.